What's up, guys? Happy New Year! It's a new year, it's a new day, it's January the 1st, and I'm excited. Welcome back to my channel, guys. It's been a while since I've seen you guys, and I'm so happy to be back. This year I am committed to do better when it comes down to creating content on YouTube. Before I get into the actual video, I just want to let you guys know that you guys will be seeing more of these type of videos because I feel like as I grow, I want to do things differently. And as I said, I kind of like want to keep my space private now because it's safer for one, and that's just, I'm in that type of era right now. So yeah, you will be seeing vlogs. I did not give up on vlogs or anything like that. I am going to vlog. It's just that I don't really go anywhere. So excited for the new year. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you haven't subscribed, don't be afraid to subscribe. As I always say, it's free to subscribe. So click that button, turn on your notification bell, and don't forget to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to come over here and subscribe to the channel because it's all things good over here. So let's get into the video. As you guys can tell by today's title, the topic is how to leave a toxic relationship. So let's talk about it. What is a toxic relationship? On the surface, it might seem as though a toxic relationship is easy to identify or to spot. But things can get very complicated when it's tied to romantic relationship. If this is the case and you feel like you're in a toxic relationship, this may be the perfect time for you to make some healthy changes. If you feel sad, angry, anxious, or resigned to the relationship, that may be a sign that you're in a toxic relationship. For some people, you may have negative shifts in your mental health, personality, or even self-esteem. If every time you're around your partner, you feel like you're on edge, just because you don't want to do anything that might upset them, or you don't want to do anything that will make them unhappy. And by unhappy, I mean like unhappy because not the unhappy where you know your partner don't like certain things so you're not going to do it, but the unhappy because they already controlled you that much and you just want to make sure that you are always perfect in that relationship. Trust me, it is not worth it. And this goes for male and females, not only the females, because we have some men that are also in toxic relationships and sometimes they may not see the signs because they're so in love. So I'm here to help you guys as well. Another sign that you are in a toxic relationship can be that your partner has no other friends but you. Now, let me explain, because some relationships have partners that do not have much friends, which is, to me, sometimes is okay, especially because of the way things are in the world. A little, it's fine to not have a lot of friends, right? But if you are the only person your partner knows, you have to be careful as well with that. I believe that relationships are stronger when both partners have friends and interests outside of each other. If your partner is possessive and discourage you from going out with friends and so forth, you have to be careful with that, because then you don't want to be in a relationship where you feel like you're just in a box and you cannot get out of that box. Your partner calls you names and criticizes your personality. Red flag. I believe that personal attacks and devaluing someone's personality or values, even physical appearance, that's a red flag. If I'm in a relationship with you, you have to make sure that you love me for who I am, what I bring to the table, and if not, get out. Simple as that. Your partner constantly texts you to check in. Now, there's a difference with just saying, hey baby, I'm at work, I'm thinking about you, how you doing, what you doing. That is totally fine. When it's not fine is when your partner keeps calling you and you have to report every detail to your partner. A toxic partner will use texting to control you. This could include tracking your information or your location, asking you to take pictures to prove where you're at. First of all, I believe that if I'm in a relationship with you, we have to discuss boundaries as well as we have to have trust in each other. Now, I understand sometimes we're in a relationship and eventually that trust might break because your partner keep making the same mistakes over and over and over again, and that's different. But You can't say you trust me, but yet still I have to take pictures to prove to you that I am at KFC or that I'm in the bathroom. What? Your friends and family hates your partner. Now, this depends because there's a lot of scenarios out there that I wouldn't consider being toxic, because you do have families that do not like their family. Like, you, I don't know. For some reason, sometimes I feel like families can be right about your partner, but in the moment you do not see it. You see it when either you leave the relationship or when things get too much that you cannot bear anymore. Like, it gets overwhelming and you just have to leave. So it's not that it's always toxic, but toxic relationships sometimes when your family or friends says that, hey, this one is not for you, sometimes it's good to listen. I'm not gonna lie. I would honestly say pay close attention to what your close family members and friends tell you, because I was in a relationship where my partner used to hit me, and at the moment I felt like it was okay. I felt like it was love. Rude. And so I did not tell my parents that until after, and then it's a whole other story. But sometimes we're afraid to tell people, the ones that we love, what we're going through, and we may want them to feel like it's perfect and our relationship is good. But let me just tell you guys this: never allow a man or a woman to hit you. And if it happens once, doesn't mean it's not going to happen again, no matter how they apologize. Just remember that. I believe that leaving a relationship can be very hard because of all the emotional labors that we put into our relationship. The amount of time that we would spend trying to make that relationship work. I feel like sometimes it can feel like an internal failure as well, where you feel like, wow, I'm just failing. And for the most part, we might feel like when you give up on the relationship, you are giving up on something that you've invested so much in, which is it's completely understandable, but this is not worth your peace of mind. Sometimes you just want to hold on to what you know. You know what you're in, you know what you have, but you do not know what you're going to get yourself into. And after spending years and years and years trying to build this one relationship, to know that you fought so hard, probably to build this person, to make this person into the man or woman that they are today, and to know that all the hard work and effort that you put into this relationship is just like basically just being thrown out the door, and then probably someone might get the better side of that person and you have to start all over again from scratch. I know how draining that can be. That is what makes it so hard for us to leave when it's time to leave. And sometimes we keep that mentality, and that makes it hard for us to see that we're actually in a toxic relationship. And I also feel that that's something that we may need to work on, because as much as you love that person, as much as you care for, and as much as you've invested in this person, after letting go of everything that you have invested in, and just know that, listen, this is a part of life, and this is why I have to make certain decisions when I'm in a relationship, so that at the end of the day, if this relationship should end today, my life does not depend on it. This is why, as a woman especially, I would say it's always important to have your own, because you don't want to feel so tied up in this relationship because this person does so much for you. You feel like you can't leave now because you don't know what you're going to do if this person should walk out, or if you have to walk out of the relationship because you're unhappy. Because think about it. Why be in a relationship if you're unhappy? You can be getting everything you want, but you're unhappy, versus working hard to get what you want on your own, but you're happy. Letting go of a toxic relationship is really not a 1, 2, 3 type of thing. It takes months. For some people, it takes years. You have to make sure that you are mentally prepared for this as well, because it can really and truly mess with your mental when you think about all that you've been through and all that you've done, and it can really be tough, but it is not impossible. That's one thing I can let you know. Letting go of a toxic relationship is one of the best things that I have ever done. And I know I did it, and I'm sure other people out there did it, and we can all say the same thing. It was not easy at first, but once we got over that toxic relationship, it was one of the best things that could ever happen to us. Letting go comes with a lot of emotions. You have to be prepared to let go, and then at the same time you have to know when to leave that toxic relationship, because unfortunately for some, we can't just walk out of a relationship because we might be in an abusive relationship and we're scared of our lives, and sometimes they threaten us and sometimes they threaten our families, and so we always have to know when to leave that relationship. And it's sometimes, if you need to seek help, don't be afraid to seek help. I realize that a lot of us are afraid or scared to actually ask for help, and no one is an island. We all need someone. No matter how strong we think we are, we all do need someone in our lives. Sometimes people get stuck in a pattern that can be very, very, very difficult to break out of, as I mentioned before. But if your relationship is toxic, you will become more damaged by staying in that relationship. And to be quite honest with you, all abusive relationships are toxic. It can be mentally abusive, physically abusive, emotional abusive. All of them, they're toxic. And not all toxic relationships are worth saving. Some relationships can be fixed. Some relationships may take work, but it can work out. So I'm not saying that because you're in a toxic relationship, you're going to just let go of the relationship just like that. If it's a relationship that you can work on, sometimes toxic means just having trust issues, having petty arguments. If you're out there and you're trying to leave a relationship, I have 11 tips for you. 1, before leaving, make sure you build a support system. This is very important. 2, stay firm with your decision to leave the relationship. If you're gonna leave, leave. 3, if you have to, cut off all contacts. This may mean their family members, their friends, anybody that surrounds themselves with the person that you're trying to get out of or get away from. Cut them off. It's fine. Sometimes it's hard to let go of people, even if they did not do anything to you. But just for your mental health, cut them off. 4, cutting them off, I mean social media wise as well. Number 5, know that you deserve better. Number 6, if you can, seek professional help. Not all of us are fortunate enough to actually seek professional help in that way, where we can go to a therapist or a counselor and so forth. But there's always a way. So seek professional help or just seek help in general. Number 7, I would say, and this is something that I'm trying to get into, I would definitely say that you should journal. Keep a journal of your emotions. I feel like that's very important. Number 8, make a detailed plan. Make a plan on how you're going to deal with the transition of getting out of this relationship. If you don't currently have a career, you will consider probably going back to school or trying to find a skill or just doing something that, will elevate you. Number 9, which I feel is one of the most important things, is to surround yourself with positive people. Spend time with people who makes you feel good, with people who treats you well. Treat yourself to a date. Love yourself as well, because you have to make sure that you love yourself enough to know what you're worth. So treat yourself to a date, spend time with people, go on a friends days, a movie date with your friends or even families, but just make sure that you are surrounding yourself with positive people and try to keep the negative ones out of your way. Number 10, it is totally okay to express how you feel. A lot of us tend to hold back on our feelings, and we do not want to tell people how we feel because we feel like we cannot trust people, and maybe if we share something with someone, they might not understand how you feel. But I would say find someone who can understand or who have been through the same thing to express yourself to. And if you do not have that person, just find someone that you can trust enough to express yourself to. I always feel like if you haven't been in the situation, you do not know exactly what I'm feeling. But for people who have already been in a situation, they can relate better to what you are going through. So I would more gravitate to those people to express myself to, if I have to. Last but not least, sometimes this is the hardest thing to do, and it's to stick to your decision. Sticking to your decision can be very hard. After a toxic relationship, it's totally fine to miss the person because, hey, you were in love with that person at one point. And sometimes just by remembering the good times you guys had instead of the toxic times can cause you to wonder or to, want to go back to that person. If at any point you feel like, I'm missing this person. I really want to go back. I think it could work. Reach out to your support system. Let them know, hey, I'm feeling this type of way. I know I shouldn't be going back, but I don't know what to do. And then, they would probably try to just help you walk through that process. But let me tell you guys this. Letting go sometimes is hard. I think all the time it's hard. Most of the times it's just hard. But it is worth it once you yourself know your worth. So I really hope that these tips and just this conversation that we had today can help you to let go of your toxic relationship if you are in a situation like this and you don't know what to do. If you have any topics that you would want me to talk about, leave it in the comment section down below and I'll be sure to make a video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and remember that there's no one in this world that is better than you.